Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek TV. I'm sitting down with Flo DeHaan and Michael Krause of Pegasus Spiel, and you have a very big box for us. Dun dun dun! A lot of you guys have been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah, man.
So let's do a couple of specifics. How heavy?
How heavy? Too heavy.
Too heavy?
Yeah,
no.
It's 10.4 kilos.
Which is, I think we did the math, about 22 pounds for you on the Imperial system. Wooden box, if you guys can't tell this from being on camera.
Yes, it's a wooden box, yeah.
And why don't you guys go into a little bit story of just how Mega Civilization, like what is its relationship with the original Avalon Hill Civ?
Yeah, well, I've always been a fan of the original game, and I've seen a lot of people making additional maps and additional cards, and I did the same thing myself. Then I got involved into this project of John Rodriguez, and what he made was just the best option I've ever seen, the big map. And so,
which a lot of people might know if it's just the Civ project.
The Civ project, indeed. So I called up John and I said, I want to develop this game to be a perfect game, to be the best game ever. And I want it to be released. I want to be published. So yeah, that's how I got involved. That's why it's based on the original game, but we changed so many things that it's not actually the original game anymore.
Well, I think what we're going to do is sort of unbox it out of this massive wooden chest here, and I think since it's a huge game in every way, that we're going to assume a lot of people are familiar with the original Avalon Hill Civ, so we can kind of highlight maybe some of the things that are different from Civ, or even Advanced Civ, the Avalon Hill expansion. We can kind of compare those, and if you're not familiar with those, John Noser and I have done an excellent tutorial video through Board Game Geek that you could go check out to learn the original. But let's highlight your work of art.
Will not take as long as it took to develop it. It took you the last how many years?
I've been developing this game for 8 years now. Yeah.
And
John started in 2000, I guess. So I got involved in 2007, and then I took his idea and expanded it and developed it together with him. He has his team and I have his team at the other end of the ocean. So yeah, I spent 8 years of my life on this project.
All right, well, let's look at your fabulous creation here.
Let's not wait any other second.
I know, right?
Okay, yeah, well, we have a certificate of the authenticity. Yeah, it's numbered. We have only 3,000 copies, so it's a limited edition, and it's signed already. So yeah. By John, by me, and Michael Bruinsma of 99 Games. We have the rule book, of course. It's a 48 pages rule book. And we have all these different scenarios in there. These different scenarios depending on the number of players you have. So if you say we play 5 players, you can play either the west map board or either the east map board independently. So you have various options to play. We also have a scenario for 6-hour game. It's the short game.
Right.
The short game. Well, we're talking mega, so 6 hours is short.
Yeah.
If you like big games, 6 hours is a short game. And of course, you can play the 18-player full game. It takes you 12 to 13 hours to play. You need a lot of room, but you will find that that's all in the manual.
I gotta say, that's one of the things I'm probably most excited about, is the fact that you can play a smaller game but on a completely different map.
Yeah.
And that alone would have new and intriguing things to discover. You know, if you've always played Crete since at the beginning of Civ time, then.
Well, Crete has a specific movement on the board, and the same goes for some other civilizations on the new Eastern map board.
Right. Okay.
So you have new experiences there.
All right. Moving on.
Okay. Well, people are used to the archaeological succession table, or AST, and of course we have 18 civilizations here, as you can see.
Oh, census tract. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm with you now.
And as you can see, it's west east based. So we try to improve this movement phase, where everyone has to see who moves first. So now you never have to wait so much for your neighbors because Minoa and Saba are on the other end of the map board.
So they could go at the same time.
We really took a look at that. And we have different requirements on the AST. We have a final space, but we also have the expert version.
Oh.
It's a different scenario yet. Even tougher requirements. You start with 3 cities, for example, but at the end you require 6 cities, 17 civilization advances, each worth 100 or less, and a total of at least 56 victory points in civilization.
Wow.
And an additional turn, as you can see here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got to keep 6 cities.
Yes. And here we have the census track. The original game used to have a box where you placed your tokens on, and you couldn't tell if there were 2 tokens on the same number who was first, and you couldn't see who has military and who has that. So now we have developed this track, and you move the tokens alongside the track, not on the numbers but alongside the track. You have enough room here, so it requires, should support 18 civilizations here. And if you have military, you can move your tokens on the inside of the track, so you can see the difference which player held military and which don't.
That was a really easy solution to that. That has been a chronic problem.
Yeah.
Solved, done.
And there.
Oh, I'm just geeking out.
Yeah. What I did yesterday, I liked it very much. Is this. And it's all in there.
Of course it is.
So we have here all the civilization advances. Some of them people may be used to, of the original advanced civilization.
Music, monotheism.
Yeah. So we see cloth making indeed, we see monotheism. But we also have new civilization advances. More than twice the number of civilization advances. The original game had 24 and we have 51. So some of them have 18 copies because you can play with 18 players. Not all of them, because you don't need to have 18 monotheisms. We got
right. Not everyone will get up that high.
So yeah, well, we have. I can unwrap these.
Here, I'll make start pulling a few things out so we can dive through this.
You have to unwrap them all now.
Well, we do have to keep it moving though, because we got to get through this in enough time so we can see everything.
We got a number of monotheisms, and we have mathematics. That is just given credits, but so you have a lot. Enlightenment. It's a really nice one. This is a new one. Trade routes. You might choose to discard any number of commodity cards to gain treasury tokens at twice the face value of the commodity cards. So you can recycle unused trade cards. We have fundamentalism. If players are used to monotheism, you can annex an area, and we call that a special ability. We have added 6 more cards that have special abilities like monotheism. For example, we have fundamentalism. Instead of annexing an area, you can now destroy all tokens and all city in an area. For example, we have added more cards with special abilities, so we added a special ability phase. Well, we have law, cartography. Yeah.
All right, so there's our advancement cards.
A lot of packs.
I think something a lot of people are probably familiar with would be our commodity cards.
Yeah.
Which with holders.
With holders, yeah.
Thank you.
I took those holders from Catan, and they were perfect.
Yeah, no, those are perfect.
Yeah. So,
and I imagine we have more commodities to be able to support all full up to 18 players.
Yeah, we have a lot more commodities. We have herbs, dye, gemstones, we have tea, obsidian, we have silk, gold, pearls, amber. We also included blank cards so you can make your own or eat them by the dog or something. Yeah.
And since you just happened to arrive at a couple, there, why don't you show a handful, one or two of our the new artwork you have for your disaster.
The artwork is done by Frans Vowinkle.
Why don't you put it up here in the middle so we can zoom in on it.
Yeah, the artwork is done by Frans Vowinkle. And actually, I have drawn all the images myself in black and white. And Frans took those images and made them, well, actually the photographs to me. It was amazing for me personally because I spent so much time on doing research and drawing all those images. They really came to life to me. Each of those images, I see my own work in there. Well, it's only my experience, but we have, of course, the original volcanic eruption or earthquake, but also we have tempest. We have new minor calamities, as you can see here.
Right, minor versus, yeah, so you've added quite a few more.
Yeah, we have 24 calamities in the game. So if you use a regular stack of cards, you used to have 2 types of commodities. Now we have 3 types of commodities if you play the full game. And instead of adding more major calamities, we added minor calamities. And all those minor calamities are resolved simultaneously. So you don't have to wait for each other.
Oh, fantastic.
They don't involve other players. You don't have secondary victims. So
probably makes looking up those rules a lot faster too.
We have the old treachery and famine, but we changed some of the orders of the calamities because we tested all the different orders. Some calamities should occur later in the game and some calamities should occur sooner in the game. So we have squandered wealth, here we have city riots, flood used to be the old one, superstition, but we have these non-tradable calamities. They used to run from stack 2 to 5, and we go up to 9. So we have here city in flames, civil war, now in stack 5, used to be stack 4. And here we have the cyclone. This destroys your cities.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, don't show the rest to give people a little bit that they have to go look into Mega Civ and see what else we got.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, deeper into the box.
Yeah, we have added these player aids.
Which is one of the things that everyone has made files on BGG. So thank you for providing it right from the get-go.
I really wanted this to be in the game. We have 9 copies or 10 copies, I don't know exactly.
Perfect.
So we have enough.
Pass it around.
This is the Calamity Resolution Quick Chart. It shows all the calamities in the right order and the cards that affect these calamities. So you don't have to look up in the manual. And the other way around, you see the system.
There's our tech tree.
All civilization advances and how the credit system works.
Now, we don't have, obviously, enough room to put out the whole map, but why don't we put out one section just so people can get an idea of the artwork. And so there's our new map.
Yeah, this is a part of the eastern map board. This is the Arabian Peninsula. This is map board 3 panel, and we have this is panel.
I think we put them all out just
4.
on top of each other.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it pretty fast though, because we got to wrap this up. So.
Yeah. Okay, this is the other end, map panel 4. This used to be the old map if you look at it, but it changed a lot to the old map.
And
oh yeah,
there we go.
So people experienced to the old map may notice these areas. For instance, used to be one area was real terrible. So and we enlarged these areas in
I was gonna
Greece.
say this seems a lot bigger.
Yeah. So those areas were too tiny to put all your tokens on. So we enlarged this a bit. We changed. We removed all the 5s because it just didn't make sense. We added 0 spaces like you see here. And now every player starts at their own starting location, no longer at the edge of the map board. So we really experimented with starting here or here or here or here, just to see what works better.
See why this took 8 years.
Yeah, but it takes such a long time if you played with 5, or if you played with 11, or if you played with 7 or 18 players. it's always a different setup.
Well, and what we'll just mention and not show, because I unfortunately have to wrap this up, is that the rest of what's in this box are all the chits and boards and tokens for each individual player.
11 punch boards.
Right, so there's a lot in here. So with that said, I think that gives you an idea of how much you will get in this box. It's so big, I can't even bring it back on camera to show it at the end here. You'll have to remember what it would look like, but this is a labor of love.
Yeah.
And as a Civ fan, I really appreciate the amount of effort and time and thought that went into this. And I can't wait to get my hands on this. So Flo and Michael, thank you both for bringing over Mega Civ.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.
You're all welcome.
I did it for the fans.
Thank you both.
Yeah.
Thank you.